So if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I have siblings. 3 brothers to be exact. And if you ever had siblings, you know that you guys fight a lot. Like 95% of the time you're either bullying each other or punching each other. But it always stays like that. Light-hearted, good old sibling rivalries. But sometimes it gets taken a little bit too far. Like to the point where you're on the fence of living and not living. And I have caused this situation to happen not once, but twice to 2 different of my brothers. So the first story is the time that I almost ended Ducky's life. So if you've seen the cat stuck in a tree story, you know that at my old house we were surrounded by really big hills. And one of our favorite hobbies at the old house was to climb up one of these hills and slide down. We had done this for years and it never got old. Until it did. So what we decided to do to cure our favorite game was instead of sliding down the hill ourselves, we decided to throw things down. Like, we threw down a big stick, and that was cool, and then we threw down a rock, which was even cooler. And we were trying to come up with other things to throw down there until we realized we had this big, huge, toy, metal dump truck the size of a chair. And it would be the perfect thing to slide down the hill. But the thing about this dump truck is it's pretty heavy, and we needed help to get it up. So the plan was Dill Pickles would be in the very front leading us up the hill. Me and Malik would be the ones holding the dump truck, and Ducky would be in the back ready to catch it in case one of us slip. You can see how the situation would lead to some form of accident. But anyways, we were climbing up the hill until we were about halfway, and Malik decided that he was tired, so he let go of the truck. So it's just me holding this heavy, metal, sharp truck while Ducky is below, and I'm holding it on the super slippery hill. So I'm holding it for like 7 seconds when I start to scream at Malik for letting go, and as I'm doing that, the truck slips out of my hands. Yeah, me yelling at Malik made me lose the truck. But anyways, the truck starts barreling towards Ducky. And I want to remind you that this story took place years ago, and Ducky was like 6. So there's no way he could catch this thing. So I'm watching this happening, realizing that Ducky's probably dead. And I'm not joking. What happens is the truck is sliding down, and it hits like some sort of like tree root or something, and then it like flips sideways. And then it starts like barrel rolling down. And then it barreled and then hopped over Ducky and then fell all the way back down. And I just saw this whole situation and I was like shaking. And Malik and Dill Pickles and I went down the hill and I don't think we ever went back up. And then we moved. So, moral of the story, do not rely on a person to pick up something heavy of the truck if they're going to drop it and leave you carrying the truck and let it hit your little brother. Unless it flips sideways. Then you're good. But anyways, now on to the second story, where, Malik was involved inside the last story. Well, he's actually pretty important inside this story, because he's the one who almost died this one. So, this story takes place years ago, to where I was like a baby and Malik was an even younger baby. And I don't remember any of this, but what my parents told me was I was playing the greatest mobile game of all time, Where's My Water, on my mom's iPad. And my brother really wanted to play it, so guess what he started doing? He started pulling and tugging on the iPad, trying to steal it from me. So what I do is I start tugging on it back, and we start playing a little tug of war, but with babies. And what happened is I finally get it out of his hands, and I got so mad that I just hit him in the face with the iPad, like it was a baseball bat. It looked something like this. And what happened was, first, the iPad shattered and broke. I hit him in the face. And when my parents came into the room, they saw Malik's face fully covered in blood. And I got in trouble for this, and they cleaned up his face, and he was fine. But the funny thing is, well, not funny, it's actually a really bad thing, is his eyebrow now has a neat little scar where the glass from the iPad, scratched. And now he can't grow hair there on his eyebrow because, it's scratched. But the bad part, that's not even the bad part. The bad part is, years later, Malik was having vision problems. And he went to the eye doctor, and turns out the only eyeball that is messed up is the one with the little scar beneath it. And what I think happened was, it's not been confirmed yet, but what I think happened is the glass from the iPad all those years ago stabbed into his eyeball and blinded him. So yeah, I think I have something to say to my brother. First, Malik, I'm sorry, and Ducky, it's not my fault, it's Malik's. Malik was the one who let go of the truck. It's all his fault. Anyways, make sure to subscribe. I'm not a terrible person. I did blind my brother, but I'm not a terrible person. Make sure to subscribe, and bye.